Hi there, welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine, and welcome to 30 minutes of my day. It's time to start a new journal. I'm so excited. I feel like my past three journals, they were sort of created in a bit of chaos because at the same time, I was switching rooms for my studio, as you know. And so I would work on them, put them aside, work on something else, put them aside, and I'm really looking forward to just getting back to working on, I'm craving a great big journal, and this is a big one. This is going to be a big journal. So hold on one second because I want to check my camera. I think I'm crooked. Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to pause you. There, I think that's better. I hope that's better. I'm going to check it frequently. So yeah, this is a big baby. I don't know if you can see. It's a medical textbook called Fractures, and it's quite a dramatic book. It has quite some quite explicit diagrams and photos of fractured bones. I guess it's meant for doctors and nurses and technologists, that sort of thing. It's old. It is 1916. So it's 104 years old. And some of these photos are not for the squeamish, that's for sure. But a lot of the diagrams are just really cool. So I'm looking forward to making one of my odd commonplace type journals, mostly a writing book, but you know, I will sunny side it here and there and make it quite unique. This spine is going to need some TLC. It's already falling apart up here, so I'm going to need to strengthen that. It's completely lost to the top fold of the top of the spine. So I'm going to find a way, and I'm still thinking about how I'm going to approach it. I really don't feel like this is going to be a lacy journal, but never say never. And certainly tucking in some lace in behind here, because this is, hold on, let me just get some kind of, here's a spatula. The layering is there between the outside and the inside. So I could put some thin flat lace inside, and that would actually help fortify the spine. Now, to those purists out there who maybe by chance landed here by accident and are gasping in shock, I'm not looking to restore this book to its original beauty. I'm looking to strengthen it because it's old and falling apart, and then create a new beauty for it and give it a new life as a journal. So it's not going to look like it's the original new book when I'm done, but it's going to look really cool. So I've already been cleaning it up as best I can. I usually will do a little test spot somewhere on the back to see if it's wipeable. Oftentimes, though, with these old books, the dye will come out. And true enough, this one is not going to let me wipe it down. And I do not have, you can get book cover dry cleaning products. I don't have any. I have searched online. I'm not even sure it's something I would want to use. You know what? The glues are enough chemicals in my life. So I'm not sure whether book dry cleaning chemicals are something I also want to start getting into. I know that I can make this beautiful. I like patina on a book. I like when they look like they've been well loved and well used. And usually what I will do is clean them up as best I can with a soft eraser, which is what I've been doing. And then I will go over it again in the worn areas with good old Distress ink, with good old Tim Holtz on these edges and that. So where it's looking pink and white, I like taking those to a beautiful warm brown color. I've done it on other journals. If you've been following me for a while, you've seen me do this before, and it ends up looking really nice. And it still respects the original patina so that it looks really cool and old. And then what I will do is I do an all over sealant. So then if there is any grunge on here, it's sealed underneath the sealant, and that makes the sealant wipeable, and hence it gives it a clean surface. So that's how I will approach fractures. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think I've done as best I can with this cover. I'm not too worried. You can see some white marks there, just from obviously things being spilled on it. I like to think maybe it was formaldehyde or something cool, you know, but it most likely was somebody's lunch. Oh well. Now, I was inspired, the title Fractures, I was inspired, and I'm so looking forward to this book. I have a book of prints of Frida Kahlo, who I love. I feel such a kinship with Frida Kahlo, and it's not just because of her unibrow. And fractures, anyone who knows Frida Kahlo's life knows that she survived a devastating accident on a school bus when she was young, when she was a teenager. And she shattered her spine, her pelvis. A steel pole went through one side of her hip and literally came out her private area. And she was hospital bound for months and bed bound for many years of her life. Actually, this accident affected her for the rest of her life. Anyhow, because of that, it really, really affected her artwork. It was the catalyst for her artwork in many ways, because she was flat on her back in bed. And her mother brought her in an easel and some paints, and she would lay flat on her back and paint while she was in bed, which is why she's famous. This is her. She's famous for painting portraits of herself, because quite often the mirror that was on the top of her bed, hanging above her, she was her only thing she was looking at all day long, and she would paint paintings of herself. I forget, they say 50% of her work is self-portraits. And she's quoted when she had her first exhibition in France, and they were wondering, you know, why she paints so many pictures of herself. And she said, "I paint myself because I know myself best." Anyhow, she had quite an amazing life, and she is quite an amazing artist. And she is going on the front of this book. Now I'm trying to decide which painting. I've come down to two. I really love this painting. This is, of course, self-portrait, and the title of it is Thinking About Death, because she came close to it so often. And then she eventually did die way too young. She was 47 when she died. So I love this one. I love it because her burgundy dress matches this burgundy book perfectly. And it would give me room to put a book plate here. Now, another painting of hers, because of the title of this book, Fractures, another painting that I am tempted to use. Fair warning, it could be alarming for some people. Her painting oftentimes was quite raw. She was painting how she feels. And hold on, I'm so worried that YouTube is going to censor me for artwork. But you know what? If you look, there are so many videos of Frida Kahlo and her work. But nevertheless, I'm going to cover up her little delicate area here. This is a very famous painting of hers, and she portrays her spine as a broken Roman column. And she had to, for many years of her life, wear various kinds of girdles and corsets to support her spine because, of course, it was fractured in 3 places during that accident, and it plagued her for the rest of her life, the pain. So I'm tempted to want to cut this one down a bit. This one suits the title of the book better, and it's not going to be a book about medical procedures and fractures. It's not. It's just a cool cover, and I kind of like to marry them up when I can, sort of a theme for the cover. On the other hand, I love this one. It's just very elegant and reserved. And again, I love that her dress matches the cover. And I love that it gives me room to put a plate. And I'm really leaning towards this one. This one seems a little bit more like shock value. Although I am tempted to maybe put it as one of the interior end papers. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to trim this down a bit because I just want to get a better look at what it's going to look like. I really love to envision the cover when I start on a new journal. And everyone who creates journals works at them differently. Some people create their inner signatures, their ephemera. They get everything that's going to go inside the book ready, and then they work on their cover. And I do the opposite. I get the cover completely done. I do it for 2 reasons. Number one, it really inspires me to what I want to put in this book when I know that the cover is just beautiful, and I just want to, that I'm just looking forward to, this cover. And the second thing is because the one time that I did start getting my interior pages ready and my interior ephemera ready, completely ready, the cover, I ruined it. And then I was stuck with all these signatures that were already cut to the right size that cover was. And it was just so discouraging because I had all this personalized contents to go into this book and the cover was ruined. So by getting started and creating a beautiful cover, I know that if for some reason this does not work, there isn't the huge loss of all the papers, because you can imagine how many pages are going to go in this book. It's probably going to be upwards of 350 pages and probably 13 signatures, I'm thinking. We'll see. But I'm really leaning towards this. Where are my metal pieces? I went through this yesterday looking for my metal pieces. There they are. All right, so try and ignore this white edge. It will be gone, and I am going to put this, raise it onto cardstock, and I will mat it. And then I will be putting vintage brass brads here. And then I will be putting a book plate right there. I think this is going to be stunningly beautiful. I really am leaning towards this one. I don't think I'm going to use Although this would be really, really cool because of the fractured column and because the title of the book is Fractures. I have time to think about it because I still have to prep this spine. So let me know what you think down below. Let me know which one you're leaning towards. I'll still do whatever my heart tells me to do, but I'm always interested, for whatever reason, what other artists think. And I'll let you know the next time I bring this book out and maybe the cover is done. You'll get to see what I finally went with. So it's time to perform surgery on fractures. And as ever, I usually start at the back if I can. It's hidden hollow back spine, and I want to remove the text block. So I hold them apart so that you have this space here at the shoulder. And then I just use the tip. I do not want to cut through this spine. It's already in very sad shape. It's like Frida's spine. It's in very sad shape and it's needing help. So now I'm sorry if you can't see this very well, but I really need to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay. Oh boy, it's falling apart in there. I can see. That's okay. It will be feeling better very soon. I hope everyone, if you had a long weekend, had a nice long weekend. There we go. We're open and boy, that paper is turning into dust. All right, let's turn this and flip this around. The second side is always easier because you can move both sides of the cover over and then you can just go down here. I find it easier to start it and then the knife can keep going. There we go. Come on. I wonder if I need a new blade. Mind you, sometimes these old books are just tough. Sometimes they fall apart in your hands, and sometimes they're holding on for dear life, and they're determined to last as long as the pyramids do. All right, so there we go. Let's take a look and see inside here and see what I'm going to have to be dealing with. Oh, part of it's already coming apart. All right. So, just seeing if this will lift up and cooperate with me. Let me make sure I'm in the camera. And for the most part, okay. Just getting my knife. Okay, let's just see here. That's not bad. I want to put pretty end papers in. I'm not going to keep the original end papers. So I'm just going to see. I really don't want to lose too much of this cardboard. Mind you, I will be putting cardstock down on top of it. Let's see if it'll just come off. Yes, it will. All right. Thank you for cooperating. Beautiful. All right. So that's off. And here. and just seeing if this is going to be troublesome or if it's going to come up with ease. All right, well, we'll see. Let's do this side and get this off. Oh, you're a little easier. All right, you're not so bad. Yeah, we've had lovely weather for the long weekend. It's been beautiful. Although I don't know why we had neighbors firing off fireworks last night, which drives me crazy. I don't enjoy fireworks. I don't like the noise. I don't like it going on near my house when I'm trying to sleep and they're up at 11 o'clock shooting off fireworks. I am a fireworks Scrooge. I don't understand the big deal about it. I don't understand the appeal. But it's just me. Alrighty, now let's see. This stuff I find gets in the way of gluing in the new one, so I try my best just to get as much of it out. If you could see this up close as I'm pulling it out, it's just turning into powder as I pull it out. So I mostly grab as much of it as I can and get it out of there. That way the new one that I lay down inside will glue better to that old fabric, and then we'll have a better, stronger spine again. And I really want, I want it quite hard and a nice curve to it. I want to almost be able to knock on it like a door. I want this to almost be like a tome. Just a big, glorious book with a beautiful spine on it. So that's the plan. We'll see how this all comes about. Come on. Come on. Now, you know what? I'm not done with that, but I do want to take a look and see. That's the bottom. It's going to need some work, but it's not as bad off as this top part. This is sad. And I'm not sure whether I want to just put some fabric in there. I love this. That's looking nice already. When that's gotten a new curved spine to go back into it, that's going to be beautiful. Love it. I really don't think I want to put lace in it. Hold on, I'm going to pause because I'm going to go look at some of my fabrics and see if there's maybe a fabric that I want to slip in there. Hold on. Okay, so I've brought you a little closer. Sorry if that was alarming. I found these two fabrics. I already like this one the best. It's almost the same shade. I like that there's actually a little bit of pattern so that if that peeks through, I'm quite okay with that. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I'm just going to create a new top, but slide it under where this is falling apart. And it'll just, and I'm going to use a strong fabric glue, Fabri-Tac, and just recreate the top and the bottom of this poor little old spine so that I can save where it says fractures. Yeah, you know what? This is kind of nerve-wracking. I do think I am going to be doing this off camera. Feels like there's some glue in there. Yeah. All right, well, we've decided on the fabric. That is how I'm going to approach this. I'm going to say goodbye here and plan my course of attack. And if I'm feeling brave, I'll turn my camera back on, or I may very well do the work. And then the next time we get together, I will show you what I did and I'll explain how I did it. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me, and we'll talk soon. Bye.